Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Mr. Mohamed Ibrahim. Today we are going to continue with the rest of the specimen paper 3 for the IGCSE ICT. So I'm going to take only question 6 in this time. So in question 6, the examiner say, place into the appropriate section of the correct web developed layer the metadata to define a charter set to UTF-8 and the metadata to identify the name of the author of the web page and a metadata to set a keyword to Kawara, TDS, DVD, and SSD. So we need to know what is the metadata and how we can use it. So simply the metadata are uh, a metadata or the meta tag are used for important attributes, chart set for encoding, content for the metadata values, HTTP equipped for the browser structure, and the name for the identifying metadata like description, keyword, author name, and the viewport. So there is a lot of name that contain for under the name HTML, and this metadata, meta tag or metadata is not shown in the web browser. It's not shown in the browser because it's written between the head and the head section. That's why it's not shown. It's written here between the head and the head section. Anything that written between the head and the head section is not shown in the browser. So that's what we need to put in our mind for the time. So I'm going to continue. So there is a lot of uh, attributes that we can give. There is an example and explanation for those attributes. There is a charter. It's a character, a charter encoding, and this is language of uh, the language of the page. If you create a page and you want to translate this page into another language, you need to know the code of the other language, such like English, Arabic, French, Germany, and so on. Whatever the language that you want to translate your page to, you need to know the codes. We use a chart set for the language or the charter encoding. So we have content is define the meta value of the HTML tutorials, such like the navigation and the contents of the HTML. So we have HTTP equipped, act like the HTTP header, and this is for the security of the IP address and the network stuff. And we have it can came under the name reference content and type, and we have key, and the key can a name, sorry, excuse me, have a name, and then can came under this came under description, keyword, author, viewport, and many others. uh, a form of showing how this is how the examiner can ask you about the name of the page. This is the meta tag. This is a quick explanation for this. A chart says define the chart tag encoding for the web page. A contents contain the actual meta value, and HTTP equipped provide the browser structure similar to the HTTP headers. The name identify the metadata such like the description, the keyword, the author, viewport, and there is a lot of others things that can came under the name. And we need to remember how to write. If we use the code, we can by the way, we can use two ways to write down the meta tag. There is a hard way and easy way. I'm going to explain the hard way in this video. We are going to use the code for this video. The other video I'm going to explain how to use the design to uh, apply the method. So in this video, I'm going to use the code. So I need to put in my mind how to write down the code. We need to put in our mind the code sample. We need to open any code by using this sample where less than and ended with greater than between the head. We say that the metadata or metadata is written between the head and head section. So this is how we write down head and head section, and we close it by this sign. We open it by this sign and write down. We write down here whatever we need. We start it with meta. Use the sign meta, and we continue. So let's see how we do this in the application. Simply, I'm going to go to the head. This is the head and the head section. I'm going to use the magnifier to show you. This is the magnifier. Where's magnifier? Let's write down magnifier. Yeah, use the magnifier. So let me just go here. So this is the head, and this is the head section. Where is the head section? Just write down. This is the head section, and this head. So this is the head, and this is the head section. So we need to write down our code. We usually to put the space in here and go down and write down less than sign, and write that down meta, and we choose meta. And let's see what the examiner is asked for. Say a metadata to define the charge set to UPF 8. So I'm going to write down charge set, charge, charge set, and I'm going to write down UTF dash 8. So this is my meta, and I'm close the bracket with this sign, and going down to the next one, I'm going to go to the question. So this is for the language of the page, and we have an metadata to identify and include the name of the author. So I need to put the name of the author. I'm going to use a metadata name, and I'm going to put my name. So this is how we're going to do it. Simply, I'm going to open it with this sign and write down meta, choose meta, and going to give you an option. Say name and type down author in here, and excuse me, author, author, and you have to give your name, comma, or we are going to use content, contain, and I'm going to give my name. Yeah. So I'm going to close the bracket, and this is it for the second one. I'm going down. So for the last one, so you can do it also in the Microsoft SharePoint. I'm not going to use SharePoint for the time being. I'm using Microsoft web expression for this task. So last thing, we need to add the keyword. So the keywords came under the name, also under the name. So I need to put the name. Also, I'm going to open another tag sign tag, and I'm going to choose meta, go there, choose name, write down here keywords, and here contain, and if because we have uh, the warranty DVD, DVS and DVD and SSD, we can put separate them by a comma. So I'm going to write down all of them here. mm, year, Kawara, comma, ETS, comma, DDD, comma, and SSD. This is my board is going to look like this. So this is how you can answer the question of a metadata or a method. Thank you very much for watching my video. This is Mr. Mohamed Ibrahim. Don't forget this is MR question. So this is a very important question. Uh, Thank you very much for watching my video. Have a good time and bye bye.